The following is an Investor Brand Network audio production via our audio press release solutions. As a multifaceted financial news and publishing company, Investor Brand Network utilizes its network of more than 5,000 distribution partners as well as other corporate communication tools to introduce public and private companies to a wide audience of investors, consumers, journalists, and the general public. Investor Brand Network's platform connects the investment community with companies that have great potential and a strong dedication to building shareholder value. The following audio press release may feature a client partner of Investor Brand Network. Investor Brand Network may have been compensated for the production of this audio production. Please be sure to read our entire disclaimer for full disclosure.
Welcome to Network Newswire editorial coverage titled "The Supply Crisis for Rare Earth Elements Intensifies." The transition from fossil fuels to electrification has created a huge increase in demand for rare earth oxides, and demand is expected to get much larger. Rare earth oxides are irreplaceable elements integral to permanent magnets, critical components in electric vehicles, and sustainable power generation equipment, especially windmills. About 90% of all permanent magnets are currently produced in China, which is now considering banning or restricting exports of technology to process and refine rare earth elements. Beijing is also pondering provisions prohibiting or limiting exports of alloy technology used in making high-performance magnets made from rare earth minerals. As the transition to a cleaner world grows, China is restricting exports of permanent magnets and related tech in favor of feeding domestic demand, thus strangling the global transition. Governments in North America and across the world have voiced extreme urgency in reshaping supply chains to reduce dependence upon China and achieve clean energy mandates. Only a few companies can be called leaders in a nascent yet potentially explosive market. Ucore Rare Metals Incorporated, or UURAF on OTCQX, stands out with its transformative technology, Rapid SX, for separating and purifying critical metals. Also in the hunt for market share in this burgeoning new market is MP Materials Corporation, or MP, Neo Performance Materials Incorporated, or NEO, Energy Fuels Incorporated, or UURAF, and Li-Cycle Holdings Corporation, or LICU, all of which have established footholds and expanding operations in a concerted effort to shift away from reliance upon China and achieve energy independence. China has pledged to reach carbon neutrality before 2060 and is considering bans on exports of rare earth technology critical to the global supply chain today. The U.S. Department of Defense, or DoD, is actively exploring new technology related to REE separation technology, including awarding a $4 million contract to Ucore to explore its innovations. Successful completion of the initial U.S. DoD contract could result in additional follow-on funding to support the company's facility in Louisiana. Ucore is commissioning a demonstration facility in Ontario to be used for DoD contract, while designing a commercial-scale facility in Louisiana. China threatens bans on critical exports. In September 2020, President Xi Jinping announced that the People's Republic of China will, quote, aim to have CO2 emissions peak before 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality before 2060, end quote. Perhaps one of the most impactful pledges of any of the more than 90 countries that are aiming for net zero emissions around mid-century. Against this backdrop, China's domestic market is experiencing a remarkable boom in the rare earth oxide, also often called rare earth elements or REE sector. The surge in domestic demand is expected to outpace the country's REE production, leading to a potential supply crunch that will affect the globe under the current supply chain structure. The fear of China disrupting the global supply chain has stimulated innovation and encouraged the exploration of sustainable alternatives to capture share in a booming rare earth minerals market forecast to grow 12.3% annually to $9.6 billion by 2026. The United States, as part of its commitment to the Paris Climate Accord, promises to reach net zero emissions by 2050, which means cutting the country's greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030. To meet this ambitious goal, the International Energy Agency estimates electric vehicle sales need to reach around 60% of total vehicle sales by 2030 to reach net zero CO2 by 2050, while the NRDC says buildings must rapidly move away from fossil gas. Little wonder there is newfound urgency to change the curve of an existential crisis facing humanity and a new emphasis on technologies that utilize rare earth oxides. For more than 15 years, Ucore Rare Metals Incorporated, UURAF on OTCQX, has been an important part of the rare earth market, developing technology to disrupt the status quo of rare earth elements. The company is now in a position to help solve the impending supply crisis by assisting with the creation of an independent supply chain of rare earth oxides for North American manufacturers. Ucore has differentiated itself with a unique approach that focuses on the most profitable sector of the supply chain, processing material, and avoids the risks of large capex requirements. Ucore is fast approaching a launch point as it commissions a commercial demonstration plant in Canada that uses Rapid SX. SX is short for solvent extraction, a proprietary metals separation technology wholly owned by Ucore that is not merely an alternative to Chinese technology, but is also potentially better than anything in use today. Going forward, Ucore is also designing a full-size plant in the United States to supply rare earths to North American customers. Ucore is collaborating with suppliers of rare earth mixed concentrates from outside China, as well as end users of these oxides, including OEM automotive manufacturers. And now, Ucore has caught the attention of what could be a Milestone company maker partner, the U.S. government. $4 million contract to explore Rapid SX. This month, Ucore announced that it has been awarded a $4 million contract by the U.S. Department of Defense, or DoD, specifically the U.S. Army Contracting Command Orlando. The DoD represents an enormous and prestigious contracting marketplace. Securing a DoD contract not only brings in a substantial funding stream, but it also conveys a significant amount of credibility and visibility. Further, the contract notes that, upon successful completion of the initial project, a follow-on production award may be awarded to Ucore in order to offer a streamlined method for transitioning to follow-on production. The objective of the new project is to help the DoD understand Ucore's new innovative separation processes that increase the ability to create domestic rare earth processing plants and the capability to source a sustainable domestic processing facility for these important materials. In short, the U.S. government knows it must maneuver away from China and establish a robust domestic supply chain, and is actively exploring companies and cutting-edge technology that can support making it happen in short order. For its part, Ucore will utilize its Rapid SX commercial demonstration facility in Kingston, Ontario, to deliver a number of technical requirements under the contract. Quote, "We believe that Ucore has one of the West's most compelling rare earth supply chain business models," said Ucore Chair and CEO Pat Ryan. This U.S. DoD project will allow us to demonstrate the Rapid SX technology platform for rare earth element separation and will include original equipment manufacturers' qualification trials in coordination with our commercial development activities at the company's planned Louisiana SMC. The rare earth element processing opportunity afforded Ucore through this award is pivotal as the company continues to seek out and collaborate with like-minded upstream and downstream partners as part of a Western rare earth element supply chain solution. End quote. Rapid SX, a superior technology. The DoD wants to see firsthand the capabilities of Rapid SX as a potential paradigm shift away from conventional metal separation technology, such as that used in China. Ucore will be showcasing several benefits of its technology. These include demonstrating rare earth separation processing at a rate more efficient than conventional solvent extraction, and the separation of both light and heavy rare earths, an industry innovation. To understand the value of this, take some clarity on light and heavy REEs. REEs represent a group of 17 chemically similar elements with unique properties essential for modern technologies. 4 of these elements are critical inputs to rare earth permanent magnets. These 4 elements must be separated from the rest in order for their unique properties to be captured. However, effectively separating these elements is a daunting task for current technological approaches. The primary challenge arises from the similar chemical and physical properties shared among REEs, making them hard to isolate. The minimal differences in atomic radii and ionic charge among the REEs complicate the separation process. Benefits abound with Rapid SX. Being able to efficiently separate heavy and light REEs is a differentiator for Rapid SX on its own, but that is not all that Ucore's proprietary tech offers. There is also an environmental impact from current extraction technology, because it generates large volumes of toxic waste. Rapid SX overcomes an additional layer of complexity by making the process far more environmentally friendly. Rapid SX also has a much smaller carbon footprint than other metal separation technologies. Its smaller footprint uses less power and all the solvents are recycled. These features effectively westernize a process that will enable an environmentally safe and very economically robust business plan. Still more to show off. Ucore intends to prove to the DoD that its construction design is a continuous process working facility, capable of processing many metric tons of feedstock. The demonstration facility in Kingston will speak volumes to the opportunity and potential of Rapid SX and give a hint as to what is upcoming when Ucore builds its planned full-size strategic metals complex in Alexandria, Louisiana. The full-scale production plant is scheduled to initially process 2,000 tons of total rare earth oxides by the end of 2024, increasing to 5,000 tons in 2026. Management believes that the cost of the company's facilities will be supported by local and state government incentives as well as pre-purchase or offtake agreements from major manufacturers currently under development. All of this aligns with the final primary purpose of the $4 million DoD contract. Along with all the other benefits, Ucore will provide the DoD with a techno-economic analysis of Rapid SX versus conventional solvent extraction.
This audio press release is an original broadcast provided by Investor Brand Network, a multifaceted financial news and publishing company that delivers a new generation of corporate communication solutions, including news aggregation and syndication, social communication, and brand awareness tools. Investor Brand Network may receive payments for the services and solutions provided to its client partners. You should assume that the owners, officers, and directors of Investor Brand Network or financial analysts mentioned in this audio production may hold a position in and may intend to trade the securities on their own accounts. This audio production is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell any securities mentioned in this audio production. The information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be or should it be construed as investment advice. As in all investments, investment in the featured companies carries an investment risk. Listeners should review the companies thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This audio production by Investor Brand Network is not purported to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used and statements of fact have been obtained from featured companies and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by Investor Brand Network as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice. Please see our full disclaimers and disclosures at investorbrandnetwork.com.